College football is the most entertaining thing in the world. Vanderbilt, the ugly step cousin, sister, redheaded, whatever of the SEC and really of football, stuns number one Alabama after the goddamn hangover of taking care of the dogs. I love college football so much. I gotta be honest with you. We're gonna get into some analysis. I promise you. But as a little kid that was a Texas fan back when Nick Saban's Darth Vader showed up into the SEC and took down Colt McCoy and my dang Longhorns, I've been having a vendetta against him. Now that he's gone, that A represents hatred, and I think a lot of people in the SEC think that as well. To see Vandy, of all teams, in the parade, not the season, but in the parade of what this Alabama team was doing is hilarious, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're going to talk about the game. We're going to talk about Vanderbilt, what they did great. Diego, what's his name? Let me make sure I say his name right. Because this dude's a dog. He's an absolute dog. Diego Pavia. They said it Pavia, but Pavia. The kid's a guy. He's not even 6 foot, apparently. Got under-recruited everywhere he was and everywhere he went, apparently. Comes out and says, before this game, yo, I want to have a Johnny Manziel moment. That's what Pavia said, eh? He says, I want to stun Alabama. I want to be electric. And let me tell you, that son of a gun was god dang electric. I loved every single second of this Vanderbilt team. I'm not going to talk about the Alabama team. You saw what it was. You saw what happened at the second half of the Georgia game. This team was already hungover from beating Georgia. They already handled the number one team. They felt like they were the number one team. And here it is, the repercussions of that situation. You get a little sleepy and the dang Vanderbilts come in and they handle business. Well, you went into there and they handled your business. Let's talk about goddamn Diego Pavia in this Vanderbilt offense, because when I tell you who won this game, it was the Vanderbilt offense. I mean, duh, right? I mean, but what I say by that is the Alabama offense was making a lot of decisions. The Alabama defense seemed to be asleep most of the game. It just allowed things to kind of slowly creep out of order and kind of let Vandy do what they want to do, how they did it. And let me calm it down, because it just happened. This is crazy. I love college football. If you think college football is not better than the NFL, leave a comment below and tell me why you have that wrong opinion. Also subscribe if you like college football content. Anyway, Vanderbilt team looked so cool, calm, collected. They were up like majority of this team, and I'm looking at the body language, and it's even on like one that final touchdown that really seal it. There no big celebrations. It's high five. Let's get it done. These boys came in with a mission, and they handled that mission. They scored 40 points against one of the best defenses in college football, because it's Alabama in the SEC. Okay. This is the first time Vanderbilt has beat Alabama since I think 1984. First time that the unranked Vanderbilt has beat Alabama, I think, since 1970 something. They were saying, they're rattling off all these crazy stats. And I gotta be honest with you, I don't think this Vanderbilt team who took it to the wire against Missouri, which we saw what Texas A&M did to Missouri. What does that mean about Texas A&M? Are they actually just an elite squad? What's happening? I have no idea. But this is amazing. This is remarkable. This is amazing. Getting into more of the nitty and the gritty of it, when I say like the confidence, this offensive coordinator was calling his mind off. They have this little interesting reverse wishbone to wing to out to spread, a lot of good motion going on, a lot of good stuff, and they meshed that well with the core of the option. I would almost call it like a midline read / outside zone / it's like RPO-ish kind of thing, but it creates a lot of conflict for the defenders. It creates a lot of issues. It's like the read option on crack. It's a whole nother level, and they were running it to a T, and this coach was sticking to it, right? There was moments and times where what's it called? Sorry about that. There was moments in times where, like it might seem like a play starts off and the drive starts off. And it's like, he's not really getting it. Maybe a isolated quarterback, outside zone, man, or outside stretch. Dang, they're there. Or man, they try to go inside and try to beat up the A gap, B gap. It's not there. And then they come right back to it. Boom. All right. Well, then we're gonna run the midline off it. Okay. Boom. Where are we gonna run this? My favorite play call, it was, I forgot, I think it was coming in the third quarter. I don't think the drive was big. I think they just kicked the field goal, which against Alabama is great. They're coming with the, straight read midline, and then they were coming with a lot of speed option. All right, speed option out, speed option, boom, boom. Then they hit a speed option on a big, I think it was a third or second down, speed option, shovel, and then just cranks that thing off for a cool 40-50. The Vanderbilt offense, and I know maybe it's the colors, it reminds me of watching like an Army team, almost like, because they've got this funky offense that is not funky in the way that it's done, but it for a defense and the conflict that it puts in, especially a defense who is coming off of partying all week and all weekend after beating Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all got that party bug from Athens. Y'all kept it down there in Alabama. Y'all had yourselves a phenomenal time, and y'all was not ready for Vandy to punch you in the mouth. I don't blame you. I wouldn't be ready for Vandy to punch me in the mouth. I gotta be real with you, dog. That wasn't on my list, dog. I think what this means for Vandy is less. It's going to be less significant for Vanderbilt. I know that sucks than it is for Alabama, because Alabama, you gonna you gonna take a tumble, boy. You gonna take a tumble. It's not like Georgia losing to the number one team. This is the number one team losing to a 2-2 Vanderbilt. At the time, 0-1 in conference Vanderbilt. It hasn't even sunk in. Like, okay, I made a video earlier and I was talking about the what's it called? Who got thrashed? The Missouri game, because Missouri got thrashed by Texas A&M for some reason. And I was talking about like the way that man, the standings in all of the conferences are busted. I don't know what happened, but I need to show you. I'm gonna show you that. But with this completely screws the entire conference up, I think. Especially if Vanderbilt can win one or two more conference games, it's going to look nasty. Except if you're a Texas fan. Hook 'em horns, by the way. The real number one team in the nation. Let's get deeper into this box score. Again, like I said, this was a game where Alabama just allowed Vanderbilt to stay ahead. They just gave up some really well-executed plays, play calling, and amazing stuff from Diego Pavia. The tight end was doing some great things. There was a lot of great, what's it called? This was a team effort. Like, look at these stats. I mean, you have 113 receiving yard. But other than that, Diego Pavia, 20 for 57, another 64-yard run, 34. Like, this was coming from everybody. Any way they could get it, they could get it. Alabama's offense looked explosive. It looked good. I don't think it looked bad, but the penalties, which helped a lot of the early drives in the first half. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie. There was a lot of penalties. And, hey, the penalties were committed. They were playing sloppy football. I got to be honest with you. I'm not sure if there was, saying home refs or what it was, but it was some terrible time penalties. But then on the offensive side, you got Jalen Milroe throwing a pick six. And then you got him fumbling the ball and then giving them a nice, easy conversion there. Like, Alabama did everything they could on the offensive side to keep Vandy in, and the defense seemed to just be standing there, like just getting thrashed. And again, it wasn't a straight gashing. It was like it was a freezing. It was it really reminds. I'm not sure how many of y'all have played high school football. Hey, I was a goddamn tell you what. I almost went D3. You know what I'm saying? That's how mid I was at football. But I played it. I've played it, at the high school level. I think if you play at the high school level, you know what it's like going against a read option team. Or if you were a read option team or a trap team, if you run a lot of trap. And what that does, wing T option teams. And what that does is it gives all these weird reads, and you got to this back and that back and here, and everyone's got to stay home, and everyone's got to stay disciplined, and everyone's got to play their guy, play their gap, and be very, very sound, because it doesn't take a lot to just blow one ball up. Just like I was talking about with that shovel pass. This isn't that the defense couldn't keep up. Is that the defense had been going this way and this way and this way and this way, and then they said, "Oh, this way," and it was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa." And it just opens up lanes. It just fatigues these offenses, and we're seeing it. Fatigues these defenses, and you can see it at the collegiate level. That's what happened to Alabama They got pieced up by a really, really good offensive play calling. The defense held on for Alabama scored 35 points. That's what I'm saying. This offense is not bad. This is not a bad offense. Jalen Milroe did what he needed to do, how he needed to do. The running game was effective. There was nothing bad from the Alabama offense except for giving the ball back to Vandy multiple times, key times, giving them a touchdown. If he doesn't throw that pick six, I mean, I know it woulda, coulda, shoulda. If he doesn't throw that pick six, I mean, look at the score, dog. Look at the score. That's 7 right off of it. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. You expect a team, like I said, to be hungover, to be really infatuated by this big win that they had against Georgia. But I think no one wanted to say it because they won and they looked so dominant in the first half. But everybody also wanted to say it because it's like, what happened in the second half? Like, well, I mean, and nobody wanted to. Hey, somebody go check on Matt Be Great. And that's what we're gonna do at the end. Actually, we're gonna check on Matt Be Great. In just a second. Nobody wanted to. I actually forgot what I was gonna say, but we're gonna talk about that. But yeah, man. It's just no one wants to talk about what happened in the second half. Everybody knew what happened in the second half against Georgia. We all saw them apparently completely sputter out. And then everyone just be like, everything's cool, everything's calm and collective. Y'all saw what we were saying, right? I don't know, man. I think we should have paid a little more attention to that second half because if you would have seen it and talk a little words, man. If you would have paid attention, Alabama was shown to be a little sloppy when it gets to the second half, taking their foot off the gas in not just a way, but also just giving their opponent a reason and an option to stay in the game. By the way, there's one thing that this does not change at all. Ryan Williams. That's it. Hey, Jalen Milroe, get out of the Heisman race. I'm kicking him out now. I don't care. I don't care what I got to do. If there was a way that I could negative vote, I would come find a way to take the votes that anybody would even think about giving to Jalen Milroe, and I'm donating them to Ryan Williams. That play call on the goal line. First off, if you're goddamn fourth and one against Vandy on the goal line, maybe we got a lot of thinking to do. But regardless, the whole building is thinking read option. I thought read option's a good play. I mean, I think that's just a big on big type play. I trust Jalen Milroe even if he reads it wrong. I trust Miller even if Jalen Milroe reads it wrong and he has to get big for a yard. They go read option and then Ryan Williams reverse. Amazing. Too bad y'all lost because that was cool. That would have been like the Philly special. You know what I'm saying? That would have been something phenomenal. So Ryan Williams is good at football. Can we check on before we do this? Can we? Matt Be Great. I love Matt. I love Matt B Diddy, man, and I'm sure he's gonna have his video. I just want to see if he's yeah. It's not looking great. It's not looking great. You know what? I was gonna check Twitter and check other stuff, but Twitter has been so quiet. It's been so quiet, and I haven't heard anything from Matt. He's a good guy. I'm sure he's going through it. I'm sure he's gonna have a awful video to make. Here we go. He just doesn't have any words. I don't know what. You can't be too safe on. You can't be too safe on. What's it called? On Twitter. Oh man, I think they found him. Oh no, they found him. Ladies and gentlemen, they found Matt Be Great. Alabama falls to Vanderbilt. Go wish Matt Be Great on Twitter. Tell him CFB Tings or Ting sent you. Say wish our condolences. All right. My alarm's going off. Y'all be amazing. Y'all be phenomenal. Subscribe. Do whatever. Recipe Alabama season.